Greetings. Ahoy, 'tis I, Robin of the Virtual Zone. Or something like that. If you'll allow me one moment to recalibrate my form. That seems fine. And then an adjustment to the audio. Oh, right, there's an opening cutscene happening. There we go. Hello. And welcome to Final Fantasy the 14th one. Last time, we acquired the secrets of the samurai. And we were, like, doing a bunch of nonsense errands to get to Titan. And we didn't get to Titan. And this time I just kind of don't want to get to Titan yet. So I'm going to do other stuff first. Why don't I make them wait instead of them making me wait? But first, the traditional waiting in line. Very exciting. Most popular part of a video game. The waiting and the loading. It's probably difficult to sleep with a giant straw hat on. But that's never stopped me before. In this game, at least. I'm gonna do some more Palace of the Dead stuff, actually. Now we're gonna have to go through the first 10 floors again. Because I don't have a save of Samurai beating the first 10 floors. But I have done a little bit of Palace of the Dead off camera in order to get higher Aether Pool weapon and armor numbers. So hopefully it will allow me to do more than the first 10 floors. And things might happen that have no context. And I did do a little bit as some other classes, but not much. And now we wait once again. But, like, differently this time. Boaster can be here too. Why not? My hotbar still has a bard thing on it that I can't do because I'm not bard right now. So I guess I should just throw this icon away. What will I put there instead? Who knows? It's a little funny that you can only do those actions while you are bard. I'm not sure, like, if enabling performance actions as any class would do something weird. But it would be kind of funny if you could just play guitar whenever you wanted. So, how's everyone doing, I guess? It's raining, I should have a parasol. I forgot that I had this, actually. Does that actually prevent my clothing from being wet from the rain if I have this out? Because it looks like it does. Which is a really nice little touch, actually. Oh yeah, you can see the rain hitting the top of the parasol even. From on occasion. I think. Yeah. They actually considered this with the parasol fashion accessories. That's pretty good. Those didn't exist last time I played the game, so I never thought to try such a thing. Here we are. Ah, one of us has high enough Aether Pool levels to have a different looking piece of equipment. And we've also got a second samurai. I'm not sure why I enjoy Palace of the Dead as much as I do. Oh, hello. There wasn't any chat to clear, so accidentally clearing the chat is not a big deal. No worries. Hearing the level up noise so many times is still a little bit silly. That person's really just gonna use like all the strength pomanders as soon as they get them. It doesn't matter too much that they're doing this, but it is a silly choice. You have no killed a single rat. That wasn't the right notes, even. But that is what was accomplished. This person is just going to use every pomander as soon as we get one, because I think this is their first time ever doing Palace of the Dead. Judging by how... Yeah, you're going to use that in a second. It's not going to do anything. What if I use one instead? Haha. A landmine happened behind me. Yep. That doesn't do anything when you just use it randomly. That's a good question. I don't know who's responsible for the architecture here. Oh, hey. An accursed horde right there. Aha, if I use it first. Where's the... oh, there it is. Okay. Guess we want the golden chest over here then. One of the kind of funny things about doing Palace of the Dead with random people is that everyone has different things that they want to accomplish whenever you do the palace. This person just got into another fight over here. Out of all the things you can do with random people, besides like super high difficulty content, Palace of the Dead is the one where you can most notice a lack of coordination, I would say. Well, Palace of the Dead and the later thing that is Palace of the Dead 2, I should say. This person sure does like to use items. But again, it doesn't matter that much, because in random Palace of the Dead, you don't keep items between floor sets anyway, so it's not a big deal. It's just a little bit silly is all. Most of the time when I play a set of floors, people just don't want to use any items. And I have to use all the items. It's also interesting how there's a lot of music happening in the Palace of the Dead that, like, we wouldn't have heard yet. Like, I don't remember where this song plays, but it hasn't played normally for us at this point in Supra's adventures. I suppose a downside of the Palace of the Dead is that I'm not going to be saying a whole lot during parts of this. Not a lot that needs to be said, really. I did step on a landmine. I could say that. That's true. I just know that some people seek a lot of speaking in their internet content. The internet funny person must be making the jokes all of the time. Or else it is less content per minute. How can that be? Not that I'm much of a constant joking type person anyways, I suppose. Well, I kinda am. But my goal is not to be a comedian, exactly. That's nice of you to say. Yeah. Oh, yeah, woo is redeemed. I need to have more channel point things. There's a lot of stuff you can do with channel points. You can change what they're called, you can give them your own little icon for them. You can have people pool channel points to contribute to a goal. I need to think of some other things to do with them, perhaps. It's worth mentioning, I guess, that in the little character info thing on the left there, where it shows the levels of my weapon and armor, those are yellow if it's difficult to increase the level of that weapon and armor on the floor you are currently on, and white if it's easy to increase the level of them on the current floor. The further down you go, the easier it is to level up. Oh, okay. It was right there. That's kind of funny. Where are we going? I wonder if I should enable seeing the visual effects from other players. I think it would probably get too messy. And my computer isn't top quality maximum computing power anymore. I don't know if it ever was, but it's beginning to fall behind. So it might not be a good idea, but maybe it'd be more interesting. It'd probably be more difficult to tell what was happening. I've mentioned it before, but it's probably time to start thinking about upgrading my computer. If I'm able to. Which I'm not. Not really. I could try starting a donation incentive, as I said before, but... I don't really think it's worth giving me money so I get a better computer. There's a lot of better things that you can use money on. Sometimes those copper treasure chests can include a Gelmoran potsherd. Sherd with an E. But it's very rare. I think you get one of those every time you clear 450 and 400 automatically. And I don't even remember what they can be exchanged for, now that I think about it. Hurrah! And now we can move on to a part that hasn't been on the stream. Someone else who bows at the end of a dungeon. We can just go ahead and sign up now. Stand inside of the glow. It distorts your model in some interesting ways, I'll say that. The lighting here is... I wonder how this effect is done. As you might have seen from that very brief glimpse of the next floors, we now have a different aesthetic moving on into the second set. And we have one of the same people. Different enemies, different looks, different music. To keep it a little bit more interesting. Now that I think about it, I don't think the second Palace of the Dead really does this at all. I think it just looks the same the whole time, almost. Yeah, we actually have two of the same people, I've just realized. Maybe they'll be sticking with us for the whole experience. At least as much of it as I'm able to access. Yeah, we've got a new, we've got another Pomander here we've not seen. It's, not a good one to use, honestly. As the description says, it changes a bunch of enemies on the next floor to either be mimics or mandragoras. Mandragoras give giant amounts of experience in the palace, and mimics give giant amounts of killing you to death. I think I talked about it before. They inflict a status effect on you that lasts for 10 minutes and can only be cured with a specific item that you might not even have. And it gradually drains your health and makes it so that you cannot heal over time. Like, you don't get any natural regeneration even outside of combat. It's quite mean. And a room full of mimics is bad news. For obvious reasons. Copper treasure chests, treasure coppers, I suppose. Treasure copper? Mostly just give you garbage potions, so it might not even be worth opening them, but on the off chance that they do give you something good, maybe. Ah, the accursed horde is here somewhere. Accursed horde rewards also improve the deeper you get, but they do so in, like, tiers. Like, you get bronze trimmed sacks in the first 50 floors, I think. Then you get silver trimmed sacks starting at 451. And then at floor 101, you start getting gold trimmed sacks. Floors over 100 can't be done unless you go through the first 100 floors. Or I guess, like, you do get a checkpoint at 51. So unless you play with the exact same group of people, like as a fixed party, for the first 100 or like 451 through 100, and don't die a single time, you're not allowed to even... Oh god dang it, can't use intuition. Should have used it before we left the last floor, I guess. Items can be made unavailable. Basically, if you don't play as a fixed party and get through the first chunk of the palace without a single wipe, you're not allowed to even attempt 101 to 200. I have gotten somewhere like... Oh shit. Ah, fuck. I'm screwed. It's a mimic. Okay, maybe it's fine. The farthest I've ever gotten in the Palace of the Dead is like floor 180 or something. I only ever had a group to play the whole thing with once, and we didn't finish it. We didn't win. It gets quite difficult. It also has a really cool aesthetic near the end, where everything is made out of like white cubes, and it's all like kind of grayscale colors mostly. I don't know anything about Nier, but it would probably fit in a Nier game as an aesthetic, and it was before they even did the crossover with Nier in this game. I would like to get to floor 200 someday, but I don't have enough people to play with at once, all in the same place, for that to even be possible. Unless I suddenly join a guild and become friends with a bunch of new people, which will be, I'm not configured for that kind of social interaction, let's say. I should use this. Might as well also use this. As you can see on the left, the Aether Pool arm and armor are now white. Like the text color is now white. Meaning I am at or below the expected level of arms and armor for this floor, so it's easy to level them. I don't know what the gear requirements are for future sets of floors. Eventually it becomes possible to exchange these gear levels you've collected for stuff you can use outside of the palace. But it's not like end-game gear anymore at this point, so it's arguably not worth doing so. Because it might be better to just keep your gear levels. Hi Rika. It's me. It's me, Robin. I'm on the internet. Oh yeah, I have send now. I wonder how they design, like say a class starts at level 50, like Samurai does. But it has content that it will only be able to do below level 50 because of level sync. And I wonder, well now I'm a frog, or a toad as it were. Hello, I'm Toad. I wonder how they decide what levels you get all the stuff you have at 50. Oh, right, we gotta do... Someone pet me because I'm frog. I wonder how they decided when Samurai's pre-level 50 stuff is obtained, is what I'm trying to say. Because they do have to consider that. They can't just make it arbitrary, because you're gonna be under level 50 all the time, really. But on the other hand, you kind of can make it a bit arbitrary, because between item levels and earlier content not being as difficult, you can't really... it doesn't really matter as much. So who knows? Auto heal disabled. Now it's like we are all cursed by Mimic. A little bit. I don't know why I felt compelled to use that. Sometimes you just see an object and you want to throw it on the floor and make it break. You just want to, like, smash an object. You just want to break things. Cause destruction. Especially if you're a cat. This is a very cat-type behavior. It's a cat element. A cat-aspected action. Especially if the object in question is resting on a table or a counter of some sort. And you just kind of want to, like, knock the object off of the table. Do you ever just want to, like, destroy the world? Just a little bit? That's a silly thing to ask, isn't it? Sometimes I want to destroy the world for reasons. Like the world has upset me. Sometimes I just want to destroy things for no reason. For a split second. Just the passing thought of, what if I shattered this thing? I'm spending a lot of time talking about how sometimes I want to cause violence to objects. I don't know what this means. Maybe it means that I too was a cat this whole time. Oh wait, what? Did I just accidentally find a piece of the Accursed Horde? Again? Now I just have to do that 998 more times for an achievement and a title. Or maybe it was 9,998. There really are achievements for accidentally, or like, for finding the Accursed Horde without intuition a ridiculous number of times. And according to at least one website that measures how many people have achievements, nobody has this achievement in the whole game. I don't know how true that is, but I believe it. Or, rather than nobody having it, it's probably just such a small percentage of the player base that it rounds to 0%. Using whatever sort of thing that website does. Time for the second boss. Spurge! That's the name you can give a creature if you want to name a creature Spurge. But I don't know if I recommend naming a creature this. If I remember correctly, this boss makes bees, and you have to make sure the bees do not live. The bees are bad to have around. Unless they, like, reduce the difficulty of all of the Palace of the Dead bosses by a significant amount. Maybe I'm thinking of a different boss. I might be thinking of a boss that uses this model that is in Heavensward. Ew. I mean, I think there's a boss in the Palace of the Dead that also does that, is the thing. But yeah, this is also the first boss of Som Al, which is a dungeon I've done many times. Because it's a fun dungeon, and also because you can get a Gala Kitten minion from it, and also because I like the armor sets from that dungeon. Now for a cutscene. We get a slightly better view of the mystery figure. And by slightly better, I mean I guess we see most of her, all of her. Who is this? This is a little less meaningful if you haven't done Tamtara hard. But that's... Hey, remember early on when there was that adventuring party where the tank died and the girl was carrying his head around? That's just her. That's Edda. Bad things have happened to her. It's not good for Edda. I can do the next set. Tamtara Hard is a good honeymoon destination as well. Or anniversary destination. I would know because of Cat Wedding. I like these little in-between lobby areas. They're just kind of neat. Take a nap atop the crystal. Oh, I'm already registering. I don't think there are any more cutscenes until the boss fight that's relevant. We keep getting this ninja guy. Wow, Commander of Serenity. That's another one we have yet to see, which removes all of the floor effects. Hello. I think this is the music that plays during Leaf quests. Ah, heck. I'm being praised by means of a pun. By way of a pun. I don't know what to do with this. You know? I can now do AoE. It is not recommended to engage multiple enemies at once in the Palace of the Dead if you can help it. Typically. But in case you want to. I exploded. Sometimes treasure coffers just blow up. Between that and landmines, there's a lot of explosions that will just happen. Also, I just realized a thing I said a while ago is incorrect, and the sequel to Palace of the Dead does in fact have different looking locales in it. Because I just also had a flashback to Heaven on High and the landmines and remembered that it looked different from the starting area of Heaven on High did. So... technically, the responsible thing to do whenever you're going to open a treasure chest is to have everyone else stand back. But naturally, everyone's going to run towards the treasure coffer because everyone wants to open the shiny box. But if it explodes, then everyone is caught in the shiny explosion of the shiny box. And it's bad news. I hope they do a third deep dungeon in or soon after Endwalker, because I, for one, really enjoy them. And they didn't do one for Shadowbringers. This was released at some point during Heavensward, like after it, I'm pretty sure. And then Heaven on High was post Stormblood, before Shadowbringers. I don't think a La Mulana one would work in this game, and also I wouldn't work while in it. I would just stop functioning. La Mulana is too scary for me. I mean, there's already kind of a Hell Temple sort of situation in like 101 to 200 of this. A bonus that kills you and it's difficult to get to, and the reward is questionable. Not as questionable as the La Mulana one, to be fair. But then what is? There's probably not a reward that is anywhere close to that level of questionableness. Seems this group is of the mind to just continue onwards. If I remember correctly, which I might not, the maximum level in Palace of the Dead might be 50, but it might also be 60. I can't remember. In Heaven on High, it is a higher number. Heaven on High is either 50 to 70 or 60 to 70. Earlier I said I probably wouldn't be talking much during Palace of the Dead, but now I'm just constantly saying words. I guess I eased myself into the stream, or something of that nature. Well, I'm glad that you appreciate it when I say words. That's a big portion of what naturally occurs during this sort of, exercise. Hey, I found it. I was going to say during this kind of content, but referring to everything online as content is not great. How do I... There. No, you fool. Ah, shit. Not you. Not Owl. Owl puts you to a sleep. I am now the dead. I've been destroyed by Owl. My life has been forfeit by Owl. Meanwhile, landmines are happening somewhere, and Zap Master over here is about to get dead. Oh, he leveled up. Or is fully healed somehow. I am now the one who is defeated. That owl is chasing this man. Hey, I just noticed something. This is a completely different being dead pose than the play dead emote does. I wonder if there's a change pose option with the... play dead emote that I've never even tried. Now, if you see one of these owls starting to use a move called Chirp, that is the thing that puts you to sleep, and that's a good time to use a stun. It's not an interruptible move because the cast bar for it isn't flashing, but you can stun them and interrupt them. It's not like silenceable is what I mean. It's a different sort of interrupt. Oh dear. Zap Master, no! Not again! Why do we have to fight everything? That was a mistake. Wait, I'm pressing the entirely wrong buttons. My brain briefly malfunctioned. I wonder if it'll let me continue past this point, because my equipment levels are a little bit low at this point now. Oh dear. Seemed like a good idea. Kind of pulling a whole bunch of enemies together at once. Things are getting dangerous. I wonder if that counted or if I just wasted it. I think there was an accursed horde on that floor. And we didn't get it. Oh well. Everyone's too eager to just run forward. Always kick owls when they start making noise. That's the rule. Hey, I have the other part of AoE now. Let's proceed to the boss fight. Alright, you just make areas of rudeness on the ground constantly. Oh, I think fear itself means I need to be looking away, right? Yeah. And I turned around too soon. Now I'm uncontrollable. Now it's my chance to be using Braver, which is not Big Shot. I should get a commendation, but I won't. Oh, there is more cutscene. Oh, hi. Dramatic sting of sound. Yes, hello. She's watching. Can I continue, or do I need more level? I can continue. Worrying. I might get owned by doing so. You can buy this look on the Mog Station if you like it. Including a weapon, which we haven't seen yet, I guess. I don't know how I feel about the look. It's not bad. How many of these can I open in the time it takes? Materia that's outdated. Yeah. Shoe. 2 shoes even. Turban. You get various fashion items through this means. Palace of the Dead Floor. To go with the wallpapers that I found that I'd sold already. Oh. I think a demi-materia is just money, if I remember correctly. Cube! The palace pedestal is nothing more than a checkered cube. I wonder if any of that is valuable. A box-like pedestal designed according to an adventurer's harrowing recollection of a similar accursed object discovered deep within the Palace of the Dead. Rika is nyawing at me. Via tel through the in-game messaging system. Rika is good. Let this be known. I don't think there's an actual proper merchant here. Oh yeah, there is. So this is just money. Yeah, this is 5,000 gil. Not bad. There's other stuff in here that's not worth anything. I've been sent a letter in the mail, which I... Can I look at it quickly enough? No. Return of Zap Master, the cat that's in every dungeon. Oh yeah, sometimes you can even get multiple weapon levels out of a single box. I don't know if this is connected to being particularly far behind a Pomander of Rage. Yeah, I think 50 is the cap in Palace, because these enemies are getting there. Approaching. Oh wait, no, there's a 51 enemy, but I don't know if that means anything. Enemies are definitely getting more difficult to fight. Yeah, I got like 2 armor levels at once there, at least. Hey, we have a healer this time, I just noticed. An astrologian. Master of the cards and having their identity as a class reworked constantly. Frankly, I don't know what Endwalker Astrologian even has that makes it different from Light Mage at this point. It's been some time since I... Ow, landline. It's been some time since I, like, played healers much. Oh, there's Succubi now. They make a laugh at me. What's so funny, lady? She didn't tell me what was funny. Something you may have noticed in Palace of the Dead. The little directional indicators underneath an enemy don't have an open spot in the back, like they usually do. This is because in Palace of the Dead, positionals don't matter. You're always considered as being at the flank and the rear of every enemy that you're targeting at the same time. Here's a fun fact for you. I don't know if the game spells that out or not, but say if you're a melee DPS, and you do have positionals at the levels that you are at in Palace of the Dead, it doesn't matter. You will always land the positional and get the appropriate bonus. Ah, I see, our Astrologian is level 51 now, so it is 60. The cap in Palace is higher than 50. Oh yeah, some other bosses have that as well. Probably ones where you can't get to the rear of them. Like because they're a large creature looming at the edge of an arena or some such. I imagine that for those... I have become a toad once again. Can't do anything when you're a toad. Cannot even open a box. The toad can only stare at a box with sorrow. Oh. This time, Zapped Master has accidentally discovered a fun box. A box of fun has been unearthed. Box of Fun is an actual item in Guild Wars 2, which is nothing like an Accursed Horde box, except for the part where it's a box. Always with the landmine. Yukikaze. Now I can do all of the Sen. Finally. Master, no. We needn't approach those enemies. I sort of always instinctively use Second Wind after a landmine if I have it, even though we have a healer. A little bit silly of me. Healer makes encounters with a bunch of enemies at once in the palace a lot less scary as well. Oh, thank you for the follow. Thanks. Now I've accessed the other mechanic of Samurai, which I can't do a whole lot with right now. The only thing I can spend this gauge on is increasing the potency of the next weapon skill, which is pretty good actually. But I'll get more ways to spend the gauge later on. We should probably stick together, Mr. Dragoon. Once you get this, this sword gauge at the bottom there is when Samurai starts having positional bonuses. They only apply to 2 of their skills in their entire set. Both of them are the 3rd hit of the combo. But since this is Palace of the Dead, it doesn't matter too much, I don't think. This one here, you need to hit from the flank, and this one over here, you need to hit from the rear. It's probably best to use the, potency increasing action on a healer. You're not quite standing in the circle. There you go. It's probably best to use the potency increasing action on the damage over time skill, and then if you still have it, also on your big finishing hit. Time to intuit something. I love to intuit things. Tutorial Ronin. I mean, that would be accurate, I guess. I somehow hadn't considered that. It's kind of them to make this samurai sword gauge thing not decrease. Like I just, when I get number on it, it just stays. The gauge is called the Kenki gauge, which I think roughly means something like vigor, or like someone's vigor. I don't know Japanese, but I did find a post on the internet that claimed to know Japanese. So I'm basically an authority on things that I remember, which is nothing. Ow. And now I have the other use of the thing. Or one of the other uses of the thing. Finally, a off-global cooldown ability. Which is also a gap closer. It's not the most powerful thing. I honestly don't know if it's worth it. It will get replaced eventually. It's probably just going to be a very situational utility in the later levels. Ah, the accursed horde is here. Somewhere. Ah, shit. This is even a mimic. Okay, we got the mimic down before it could do anything scary. That's good. Oh, this is the one that makes me retreat. got hit by that. Whee! It also gives an enhanced version of the ranged attack. There are probably uses for this. If you need to dodge something quickly, you might as well get an enhanced ranged attack after you do it. Probably. We have a commander of Rage. That turns you into a large beast that can hit things. I honestly don't know if this is doing more damage than I would as a samurai. I don't have to think about it a single bit. So there is that. Oh, that's what this is for, right. It instantly kills small enemies. It's not for a boss fight. I forgot. Though it's not terrible for a boss fight. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit more. Hooray. So far, this has been an hour and a half of Palace of the Dead. Oh, right, I still have mail. We get this little different room with one of the well-type objects in it. Let's see if I can check this mail. Ah, it's ringing. Ah, Rika has sent me an egg with the message, egg. Thank you. Thank you for this egg. I have been given an egg. Wait, using a fashion accessory despawns my chocobo and my minion? They've turned into an umbrella or something? Huh. Regardless, I'm going to be right back. So... Boop. Hello. I have returned. That's really interesting that having an umbrella dismisses your companions temporarily. Let's see if I'm allowed to do the next part. I am, wow. The minimum requirements are pretty low then. Now, I actually don't know if you have to unlock floors 51 through 100 separately. That might not be accessible yet. Originally, when Palace of the Dead was added, there were only 50 floors, and then it stopped. And then they added 51 through 100 in a later patch. And I think 101 through 200 was probably even after that. Or maybe it was 51 through 200 all at once. I don't know. It's been a while. What I do know is that we're probably unlikely to run into that one other party member who's been with us for this whole time, thanks to the break that I took. Gotta keep dry in the rain. After either clearing floor 50 or an attempt at clearing floor 50, I will continue on with the stuff I should be doing. Or at least I will do like the samurai job quests and then continue the story. Because I don't have an infinite amount of time to do the story if I want to be able to do the Final Fantasy XV crossover event content. I do have to reach a certain point in A Realm Reborn in order to access that and get a car. And also an outfit. And also baffle Noctis with the existence of cat people. I can stand on the air. This is the power of Sucro. This is a power of Sucro. At least. Love you too. Something I wanted to try. Step 1, play dead. Oh, well, I mean, you can use change pose while you're playing dead, but it will just change your idle pose. That's fair. There are a lot of these for each character. I'm currently just going with this one because it doesn't clip through anything. It's just a slightly more casual, relaxed stance to enter at times. I think another thing I will do, perhaps, is maybe move these over here. And then by actions and traits, I can look at future things that I got. Put this here, put this there. And there's other things I'll figure out later. I don't know what eyes open means, for example. I guess all of these things improve at some point. And that also improves? Or is that a... Oh boy, there's a lot of things. That's not something I really need to worry about. Honestly, I am probably going to switch to Dancer once I hit 60. As much as Samurai seems to be pretty okay fun so far. Dancer is just the class that makes most sense to me, and I like it. It would seem the wait time for the final floors in this set is higher than the time for the other floors in this set. That makes sense, because once you hit 51, you're allowed to continue or start from there as a checkpoint of sorts. And people are more likely to do that than to go through every step of the first 50. And so we wait for a bit. We just chill. To chill is really the goal of the stream. I sneezed. It hurt my arm. I chilled too hard. I chilled too much. I guess I am standing in the rain. Running in circles on a railing in the rain, rather. Oh no, I fell off the railing. This is the same kind of thing as, like, when you're walking on, say, the sidewalk or something, and you're trying to balance while stepping along only, like, the curb of the sidewalk. Or, like, you're trying to step on only a line in a road, or like certain tiles of a checkered tile floor. This is the same kind of thing, but in a different sort of space. I used to do that sort of thing a lot when, like, walking home from school back in the day. I still do it sometimes if I feel like it. She is a cat, that's also true. When I was way younger, there was a time when I just arbitrarily decided that I would walk on my toes all the time. And I managed to make it such a habit that I did it without thinking about it for a while. Just walking on tiptoe all the time for a bit. I mean, I guess that would be true. Aw, I missed. Oh no! Good thing cats always land on their feet. Oh, virtual ghosts have feet. They just don't like to make you know that very often. There is no purpose for my feet to appear on the stream. They never will. They do exist. Well, if I play D&D on stream, you might see some other kinds of feats. But it's not quite the same. Hopefully we will be able to do some more D&D stuff soon. For the record, that won't be broadcast online. We are not an actual play podcast. But yes, no pressure. It's been rough for everybody lately. Alright then. Immediately I'll end mine. So here we are in the final 10 floors of the first set, with 4 DPS characters, one of whom is a job, or no, a class and not a job. We might be okay, but we might also have an issue. The boss of floor 50 is not a joke. Explosions are not a joke either. See what happens. And it's not the end of the world if we wipe. That's only the end of the world if you're trying to get past floor 100. Which only works in a fixed party. I don't know why you've turned into a succubus already. It was not really required. It might have been better to save that person who did that. But what do I know? Intuition. By the way, there are also achievements for completing Palace of the Dead solo. All 200 floors of it. This is possible. It's not a good idea to do it unless you have 99 in your arm and armor, probably. It's a bit risky. Not all classes are good at it. From what I've read, the best class for soloing Palace of the Dead is probably Red Mage. Which makes sense. Out of everyone, they are probably the most able to take care of themselves. And adapt to situations. One of our party members appears to be a Lalafell with a pompadour, only wearing his underwear. With the title The Insatiable. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't feel great about it, if I'm being honest. But that's just the kind of person that exists sometimes in the world. Well, that's not good. Oh, those had different cooldowns. Fascinating. For some reason, I thought the Hisatsu that was a gap closer and the Hisatsu that was a retreat shared a cooldown. I was probably thinking of a different class where something like that happens. Uh-oh. This floor is bad news. We have an HP decrease and can't auto-heal. This is the kind of thing where you would use a commander of Purity if you had one. Not Purity, whichever one turns off all of the floor things. I think Purity is the one that hears you with the pops. So we want to get out of this place as soon as possible, basically. The dancer might be able to heal us a little bit if they remember that they can do that. We should all have second winds. We seem to be staying alive somehow. But I am concerned. I guess we're gonna fight everything in this condition. Not... Well, I mean, we are just... Oh, boy. It's not safe to stick around here. Really. Okay, there's the exit. Okay, the dancer did heal. Let's not engage the enemies in here, hopefully. That? What? Oh, there was a treasure. Okay. And we should be safe now, unless the next floor also has problems. Which I hope it doesn't. Okay, it has benefits, actually. Let's use... I'm gonna use safety. Maybe it would have been better to save that for a floor where there were problems? I don't know. Here we are at 60, the cap for Palace of the Dead. As you can see with the experience bar at the bottom saying dash out of dash instead of having number. So I get meditative this level. Is that gradually increases my gauge. Okay. We are all level 60, so there's not really a reason for us to continue fighting enemies except for when they're in the way, technically. So we should just honestly move forward. I mean, we could find more treasure, but it's not really a priority at this point, I don't think. Damage dealt decreased. Knockback disabled. The gloom spreads. Oh, well, we're fucked now. The gloom spreads means everything is stronger on this floor. All the enemies, at least. This would have been a good time for the safety commander. There's a little bit of a help. This is also part of why it's very scary to, like, think about soloing the Palace of the Dead. Because this stuff can happen to you. Yep, the gloom gets spread. And the Dragoon is down. I have 100 of my gauge. Oh, jeez. Where's... Do I have a Phoenix down? I do. I think if you go to the next floor, I don't think you can go to the next floor when someone is dead, actually. Since it requires everyone to be on the thing. Auto heal disabled again. Great. Fantastic. Oh, we should also use the Pomander Flight. So that there's less enemies on the next floor. All of us are so eager to fight despite everything. There goes the dancer. We've got a reckless crew who are not quite noticing the problems at stake. I'm going to use this. Because this can just instantly kill enemies. Now, hopefully someone is using the Cairn of Return over there. Yep. I honestly shouldn't have wasted time in this room. It is worth noting that you can use the potions in this. I kind of fucked up there. I can use this. I don't think you can use the Cairn of Return twice in one floor. Okay. Oh, it's surrounded. Well, good time for... Oh, shit. Okay, oh. God damn it. Can we skirt around that? It seems like we're not really keen to do so, for sure. Yeah, let's just not... We good? Palace of the Dead becomes very scary in certain circumstances. Oh, hey.